Today we are in the beautiful cultural city of Kyoto, Japan. Located near some of Japan's finest temples and nature walks, it's a nice respite from the hyperstimulation of a megatropolis like Tokyo. But today, I'll be showing you what it's like to stay in a place that has fascinated me since early childhood, a pod hotel. And today we're at the Anshin Oyado Capsule Hotel and Spa. In typical Japanese tradition, when you first walk in, you'll have to exchange your shoes for slippers in these lockers. I made my way up to a locker room for storing luggage and belongings. You receive a wristband with your pod number, a barcode for entering the facilities, and a key for opening your locker. And please excuse my lack of organization. They also give you a robe to change into. And so now we'll do a quick tour of the facilities. The first floor has a spa and reception. I couldn't record inside the onsen or spa section because you have to fully undress to enter. As a note, the only shower is in the communal space in the spa, and so you have to be naked in front of others. But the spa is very luxurious with hot baths, a sauna, and an ice bath. The second floor has the locker rooms which you've seen segregated by gender. There's a lounge area with a library and drink machines. And there's the second larger lounge area with prepackaged teas, soups, and where they serve food. The locker room also features sinks, a paid washing machine, and this interesting contraption for ironing and folding your clothes. I arrived fairly late at night, and so I did basically every foreigner's rite of passage into Japan and bought food from 7-Eleven. The hotel provides free drinks, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic, water and rice, and so basically all I had to do was supply the dumplings and I had dinner. And now here's the part everyone's waiting for, seeing the pods themselves. You can see some pods are closed, indicating that they're occupied. And here's my pod, number 473. And welcome inside my pod. The only way to film this was laying down. For reference, I'm about 6 feet tall, or 1.83 meters for your size reference. And then we have a little guide to the pod hanging on the wall over here. There's a tiny mirror on the left side and this small TV on the right side, which is plenty big enough, giving your viewing distance is only a few inches. At the headrest, there's several storage compartments, a safe where you can see my wallet, and then a charging area with plugs with Lightning, micro USB, and USB-C connectors. And then there's a touchscreen to control all the electronic elements of the pod. Here we can control things like brightness, and then a tab for ventilation. So there's this fan which you can turn on and off, and it's over here, which looks almost like a security camera, and then you reposition it very similar to the ventilation system on an airplane. There's also a flashlight, which as you can see here was a bit tricky to remove. And then an emergency button with a flip-up cover, which I only tapped a few times during my stay. And that concludes our pod tour, so good night. I did sleep decently considering that I was jet-lagged. I was in France prior to arriving, but that spa helped knock me out. The walls are a bit thin and you can hear snoring. They do include earplugs, but noise doesn't bother me too much during my sleep, so I was okay. Alright, the next morning I threw open my privacy shade and we'll continue on our tour. The bathrooms are also communal and have typical Japanese electric toilets. My favorite part was this privacy sound maker, which makes a loud electronic flushing sound. And it seems to work pretty well. They supply everything here from toothbrushes, toothpaste, skin and hair products, elastic bands, cotton swabs, cotton pads, everything. For breakfast, I made coffee at a machine that was only in Japanese. The breakfast was a tad unusual. You had a choice of vegetarian or butter chicken curry. So I took the butter chicken curry with assorted pickled vegetables. The vegetarian curry was also pretty good, but it's all self-serve over in this counter area. But there you have it. I stayed here for 3 nights, which ran me $220 with tax, or about $73 per night, which isn't a lot for staying in a highly touristy area in Kyoto. And for reference to the location, the hotel is very close to Nishiki Market. I will say, from a socialization standpoint, despite that this is very much like a hostel type atmosphere with these common areas, the guests did not seem to interact too much. Most people kept to their own. I did bump into someone who was once recounting to a group of other guys that he was the son of a very rich sultan. However, I did doubt that why the son of a rich sultan would be staying in a budget pod hotel. That said, the staff were super nice and helpful. The location was absolutely fantastic. I was in walking distance of a lot of different sites, and even if I couldn't get to where I wanted to go, it was very close to a metro stop. And the best part for me is that I felt extremely relaxed after walking around all day and hitting the spa before going to bed. Even if I did have to shower naked in front of others, I would still give this place a 5 out of 5 stars and definitely stay again and recommend it. And there you have it. Hope you enjoyed the video and that you'll be staying in your own pod hotel very soon.